Hey guys, Michael Gustamicheo here, CEO and co-founder of MediaZilla. And today I want to talk to you about a really important topic, which is why a lot of wedding filmmakers are leaving Vimeo. As crazy as that sounds, we've been talking with folks over the last several weeks and really tried to dig into the details. So we want to go over kind of the top points. So point number one is copyright strikes. Now you guys may have experienced this for yourself, but we've talked to a lot of filmmakers and it can kind of range from a little bit annoying to basically your channel's getting taken down. And you ask yourself, well, why does this happen? Well, the reality is Vimeo has software that they use to automatically scan videos. And they were embroiled in a lawsuit a number of years ago. And this was kind of the resolution, the fallout. And the problem with this is that they do it a little bit indiscriminately. They're not really looking and trying to track down and look at the thumbnail and understand if you really purchased the video or not. It's really just a system driven process. And for the most part, it's a pain in the ass. We've talked with hundreds of filmmakers who it's ranged from mildly annoying all the way up to their channels got taken down with maybe 72 hours notice before their channel was taken offline. And especially if they hit 3 copyright strikes in a row or multiple in a row, Vimeo can be quite draconian. So it's just something that's super interesting. Even if people are purchasing the music license rights correctly, whether it's on, any various service that's out there, this can be incredibly frustrating. So you go through the proper channels, you purchase the music legally, the proper license, you add it to your music, you upload it to your Vimeo account, and boom, you get flagged with a copyright notice. Now, sometimes it's as easy as just uploading a receipt and noting that you actually have the proper license to it. But a lot of these things are automated and it takes time. You have to spend time trying to track this stuff down. So you waste time trying to track this stuff down and try to find out why this happened, how do I prevent it from happening again? But that doesn't mean anything. I was on a call with one of our customers about 3 weeks ago. He was having, in a given week, probably at least 5 to 10 copyright strikes, of which he had purchased the music legally. And it seems really silly. You say, well, why would this happen? Well, the reality is they have a ton of videos on YouTube. There are a ton of videos up on Vimeo that it's very difficult for any type of human to review it on any type of consistent basis. So they have software that goes through and automatically flags these videos and just sends out a notification and basically puts the burden on you. So if this is something that you like doing and wasting time for music that you've purchased legally, then you should definitely keep using Vimeo. But if you don't, you might want to think about another solution. And many wedding filmmakers really have gone down that path to say, I'm done with Vimeo, I'm moving on. So reason number two, when we talk to people of why they're leaving, wedding filmmakers are leaving Vimeo, is a lot of times the poor user experience and the poor user interface. And you might think, well, what's the big deal? I've kind of spent enough time. The player looks beautiful. And you're not wrong. Their player is actually quite good. The problem is once your clients have to actually navigate their account or go to a video, the UI is really optimized for Vimeo. Really what they're trying to do is brand a lot of the Vimeo and put their logo in front of there and try to get you to register for an account, even if it's the end user. This is something that we've seen time and time again, that Vimeo is constantly kind of pushing their brand into your customer's face, depending on the tier that you're at. And the other thing we found is that a lot of times the Vimeo interface for end users, it's not always as personalized and not really optimized for weddings necessarily. We know it does a pretty good job of embedding videos universally. There's no question about that. But really trying to create that connection with your client, there's a little bit of a letdown in how Vimeo actually presents their content. There's a little bit of a letdown on how Vimeo actually presents your videos, your beautiful films to the couples. Now, the third one that I think anybody who's used Vimeo could probably attest to is basically exactly zero customer support. It pretty much doesn't exist. I know if you go on LinkedIn, there's probably some people that actually have a title of customer support or customer service, but in practicality, it just doesn't exist. And you can go test this stuff out. You can go check out Trustpilot. You can check out their public Facebook page of people pleading with them for weeks, asking to get a resolution for their concern, of which a Vimeo bot will very graciously respond and say, someone will reach out to you in 24 hours. We'll get back to you in less than 24 hours. But the issues never get resolved. And that's not going to change. It's not a bug of Vimeo. That's a feature. It's something that they have not invested in. They're not going to change that. That's how their business model works. They have a relatively low price. They scale up to millions of users and they put exactly zero investment into customer support. And I know for some of you out there, you might just not care. You're like, I don't care. I'll go to the help center. I'll take the lower price and that's fine. But for some of us, that actually matters when you run into a real issue. If there's a real bug, if you want to provide feedback, if there's an issue that you're actually having, a genuine issue that can't just be resolved through a help center, You might want to actually be able to interact with someone at the company, whether that's email, whether that's a phone call, whether it might be a video call or something like that. So you can check this out. You don't have to take my word for it, but go check out their public Trustpilot page. Go check out their public Facebook page. You can just see actual users and what their experience is. And probably some of you guys have an experience too, where if you had to send them an email, if you had to follow up with them, how long things take, if things ever get resolved to begin with. There's a non-zero probability that if you have an issue, it will never get resolved. But again, it's not a bug of Vimeo. It's not just, oh, it's anecdotal. That's how they actually operate. So we've talked to a lot of filmmakers. A lot of people have just thrown in the towel and look, I don't want to deal with Vimeo. For whatever the upside is for using it, it doesn't outweigh all these cons. So hope this is helpful. Just want to share the insights after talking with many of our customers over the last several weeks, and really wish you well and wish you the best on your journey. Okay, thanks.